Hello, everyone, and welcome to this short little 10-minute video on love based living. So, everything I teach, and by teaching, I mean what I teach in the world and what I teach myself and what I am here to learn about and to live in my own life as well, is love based living. It is a life which is guided by love, a life that is um, founded in love, rooted in love, a life which has love as its compass. And to explain a little bit about what that means, so what does it mean to live a life based in love? I think I'll say a little bit about spiritual psychology and the difference between ego and soul, or ego and essence, and fear and love. So I think we are here on earth, all of us, to expand, to find home to the love and expand the love that we already are. That on a soul level, we are already everything that we are looking for. And so most of us will know what it's like longing for different states, inner states. And very often we think that we'll find these inner states by doing something or attaining something in the outer world, whilst really the outer world is just a reminder of what is already inside. But we seem to forget that and try to find it in the outer world, which is not possible. It's not where it is. It's really within us, which is very good news, because we don't have to keep searching and longing. We only have to learn how to return home to what we're looking for. And that's not an easy journey, and it's a journey that takes at least a lifetime and probably more. But it is something that we can practice, and by practicing, you will get a sense of living deeper and deeper in alignment with your true identity, in alignment with the love that you are. And the only way we can really do that is by becoming completely honest and sober and willing to really look at all the blocks to love. So we don't have to find love. We don't have to find peace or wholeness or wisdom or guidance or unconditional love or worthiness. It's already within us, but our psychology blocks it. And so the only way that we can really live deeper and deeper in this inner space of essence and love is by learning how we can heal the blocks to love. And that's where spiritual psychology comes into the picture. So I often have students asking me whether it's really necessary to look at the psychological stuff. Can't we just focus on the spiritual being, and then the psychological stuff will disappear on its own? And in a way, it's true. It will dissolve. It will heal when we spend longer and longer time in the state of love or in the state of essence. But in order to do that, or when we do that, when we start spending time in our true essence, all the blocks, all the trauma, all the childhood inner parts, everything will be activated. And so there's no way around working with our psychology and being completely emotionally honest about what we carry with us, because it's the only way we can heal it, and it's the only way we can learn to live longer and deeper in this sense of love and wisdom and guidance, which is already within us. And it's the only loving thing to do. So love encompasses everything. There is room for everything in this state of love. So I think we come into life as these beautiful beings with light and innocence and beauty and peace and wholeness and like this divine strength and bigness and guidance and wisdom and this like really perfect divinity. And this is our true essence, our true nature, our true face, really. And then as we grow up and meet our parents with all the conditions that they have within their systems, we start identifying with our conditional part of who we are. So we will build up defense mechanisms and inner parts that try to protect us from being hurt or try to help us feel safe and loved in the world. And as we do that, and everybody does, we lose contact with our true essence, with our true selves, and we start identifying with this conditioned self. And that's really how the Enneagram can probably best be described as these 9 different ways of identifying with the conditions that we have made for ourselves. And the specific conditions we make for ourselves are based on the Enneagram type that we are born with. So if you don't know about the Enneagram, don't worry. It's a personality type system. It's amazing, and I will make more small videos about the Enneagram. So some of the next videos you will see will be on the Enneagram and self-love, because I have specialized in these 2 subjects and love talking about it. But to live a love-based life, we really need to get emotionally honest with where we are at and what we carry within and what comes up to be looked at and loved, really. So everything we need to heal, everything we need to be whole is already in our system, because the soul holds this amazing healing power. So the more we learn to live closely to ourselves, the self with a big S, the easier the blocks to love, the trauma, the pain, the frustration, the anger, everything we carry with us, the easier this will be dissolved. So to me, spiritual psychology and what we are here to do is to remember who we are. And by remembering who we are, that we are really divine love, and just holding and healing our psychology. And also sometimes looking beyond psychology and to really feel and sense into what's underneath our psychology, our parts, and to strengthen our relationship with our divine self. That's what we do when we meditate, do yoga, spend time in nature, do breathing therapy, lots of different ways we can practice this sense of connectedness to our big selves. And I think we are here to shift perception, or shift from perception rather. And perception is the way we see ourselves and the world when we see through the eyes of our ego. We see through a specific set of lenses. We think we see ourselves clearly, and we think we see other people and the world clearly, but really we are only projecting through our own ecosystem and through a specific set of lenses, and therefore we are not really seeing anything. And so the job is to shift from looking at ourselves in the world from a perspective of perception, of projecting out into the world, and the ego is preoccupied with or based in fear and judgment, and to shift that into vision, holy vision. And holy vision is when we are able to look beyond our psychology and meet what is underneath our psychology in ourselves. And the more we practice and train our own connectedness with our big selves, we are also able to see beyond other people's psychology and see that in everyone there is innocence and goodness and love and pure essence. And this does not mean that we will accept anything or will not set our boundaries if we're not treated in a loving way. It just means that we are in the world from two perspectives all the time. So if someone hurts you, you may set a boundary and take care of yourself and see whether maybe you should turn up your self-love volume a little bit, and how could you do that, and set clear, loving, firm boundaries, and so you'll see the hurt and you'll see the psychology of the other person that hurts you, and look beyond the psychology and look beyond the hurt and see that underneath all of this really is, well, that when we hurt ourselves and others, it's always because of only one thing. It's because we identify with being separated from the whole, from oneness, from God, from one another, and identify with fear and the small self. And that's always what's really going on. And underneath that is always a loving, divine soul. And so it's how do we manage living on with both levels of being in our lives. I think that's difficult for a lot of people and very important to learn how to do that. So yeah, that was a little bit on love-based living, and and a little bit about spiritual psychology. So if we only address psychology from and with psychology, I don't think we can really heal anything. We can maybe smooth things over a little while, but true healing comes when we identify deeper and deeper with our divine selves, and our psychology starts seeing that there is someone else at home in this system of different psychological parts and conflict and trauma and wounds and frustration and everything that we carry with us, that in this whole system there is also a divine being which is already whole, already innocent, a system that doesn't know about shame or guilt or lack of self-love, a system that is always clear and secure and calm, peaceful, wise, always loving, always worthy, and indestructible. Yeah. So instead of trying to push down or push out all the psychological structure within or patterns within, because we can sometimes get get sidetracked by wanting to do that on a spiritual or psychological journey. But instead of doing that, we can really see our whole lives, all the emotions that we bring with us, all the blocks, all, just everything the human life entails. We can see all of that as invitations to healing and to deepening the love that we are really, truly here to be and to share and to teach. And I think I'll round off here and maybe just let you sit with this a little bit. Yesterday actually I did a workshop on the spiritual Enneagram, and we did an exercise where we would say to one another, it could be like, just, I sometimes judge myself, and I am divine perfection, and I am a divine being. Or it could be specific ways of judging ourselves. I sometimes think I am too much or too little, or whatever the judgment might be. And I am a divine being. I am a divine, whole, loving being. So maybe, if you like, this could be an invitation to sensing into the psychology, the judgment, the blocks, and the space within, which is already whole and needs no healing. So that was a little bit about spiritual psychology, a little bit about what it's like to live a life based on love, founded in love, guided by love, which is very different in so many aspects from living a life based in fear, in ego structure. And I'll keep making these small videos every week now and talk more about love-based living and different aspects of love-based living. The next video will be about the Enneagram, the journey from ego to essence in the Enneagram, and self-love. So how the Enneagram is an amazing tool to teach us how to really love who we are. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being on this journey with me. And I hope these small videos may also help you remember who you are, like who you truly are. I think Ram Dass, the guru Ram Dass, once said, we are all just here to walk each other home. So whenever it's possible that we get together online or in person and remind ourselves and each other of who we really are, we will be taking small steps into changing the world from a fear-based place of being into a love-based. Just thank you for being here.